Welcome to Ease with me, Namita Purohit. I'm a professional life coach. I base my practice on Eastern wisdom and Western psychology. Join Ease if you're looking to get coached or become a coach yourself. As you're recovering from all that you have faced by being with a narcissist, the abuse, the absolute emotional neglect, the neglect of your personhood, dealing with someone who is continuously abusing you for their personal desires and personal goals and aspirations, where you as a human being don't exist for them, your emotions don't exist for them, your desires, none of this exists for them. You're just an object to be used by them for their own success and their own growth. They try to completely obliterate your identity, your sense of purpose, your sense of confidence in yourself by a lot of gaslighting, and you're trying to make sense of what has happened to you. You're so confused about who you are. You're so confused about every opinion of yours because you've been just continuously criticized all the time. You're so confused about your own version of reality because you've been gaslighted so much. And you're feeling angry with yourself for not doing much to protect yourself. You're feeling like a fool for not knowing better. And you're dealing with this whole emotional difficulty and breakdown, and a lot of people don't really understand you. They don't really get you because they haven't experienced anything like that in their lives. And you're feeling lonely and you're feeling hurt, and you see the narcissist move about life as if nothing has happened. You see them enjoying their life, having the best of relationships, going to the best of parties, vacationing, growing in their career, growing in their social stature, growing in their wealth, growing in their overall happiness. And you start wondering that is there really any justice in the material world? Is there any sense of right and wrong in this material world? Because sounds like my abuser is having a really good time in their life and they're just roaming about scot-free, and there is nothing that is stopping them from living their best and fullest life. Where here I am trying to piece my broken pieces together, trying to find my lost pieces and bring them back together. Retrieve my soul, retrieve my identity, retrieve who I truly am and who I'm truly meant to be, heal myself from all that confusion, all that trauma, all that anger. And this person is like Teflon, nothing sticking, and he's just enjoying, or she's just enjoying. And you're wondering if there is something like karma, and will the narcissist ever get their karma for what they've done to me? Because by the look of it, they're just having a lot of fun and they're growing in their life. So, friends, a lot of people go through that confusion, go through that sense of difficulty, because we truly believe somewhere, down there that there is, if there are laws of the universe, there is a lawmaker, there is a God, there is a superpower who is looking over all of this, and there is a sense of justice in the world, but somehow you don't seem to get it. You don't seem to experience it, and you're wondering if it truly exists. And it's really hard to see that the one who made you suffer the most has just left you and is just, enjoying their life as if nothing has happened. It just makes you feel so scared and so disgusted about the kind of personality they have and the kind of person, you were living with. Let me tell you one thing. The narcissist is getting their karma every single day. And for all these different things that they have done to you, they will get their karma in full. Please rest assured. And why do I say that the narcissist is getting their karma every single day? Your toxic abuser is getting their karma every single day. Is because you have to understand first their psychology, their personality type, as to why they are narcissists in the first place. Why do they behave the way they do? And when you understand that, you will realize that the soul is really suffering every single day. And the more they continue in these ways, the more they're going to suffer. At the core, a narcissist truly hates themselves. They feel they are defective, they have a lot of inner wounds, they have a lot of inner traumas, that they don't have the courage to look within. They don't have the courage to heal. They don't have the courage to even acknowledge that they have some faults, but they have some areas of weaknesses, areas of growth. They hate that aspect of themselves so much that they refuse to look at it, so much so that they get disconnected from their self. And they create this false self, this grandiose false self. They kill the inner self, they create this false self to get attention, to get all the things, those resources, that stuff, that attention, that you hovering around them, that energy, that money, that fun, that power that comes, the feeling of power and great accomplishment that comes from manipulating someone and having someone at their beck and call and having someone in their control. That is what they do to feed the false self that they have created. They have become disconnected from their own pain, disconnected from who they truly are, and they've created this false self so that they can numb that pain. They don't have to feel the pain of the real self. And when they do create this false self to do all of these things, they can never feel a sense of wholeness, a sense of satisfaction, a sense of happiness. They remain dissatisfied in their lives forever. They may feel happy when they get married. They may feel happy momentarily when they graduate. They may feel happy momentarily when they have a child. But then it goes up like a high and then it goes down again. And then they go high for a little bit, but they're low, feeling worthless, feeling like they need more stimulation, feeling like they need more achievements under their belt so that they can feel whole again. There is no natural sense of wholeness that they feel in just being who they are, accepting themselves for who they are, and connecting with their source, with God Himself, and connecting with His love and His unconditional love for us, in spite of whatever faults we may have. So they never experience that wholeness, and they keep going high and low with their emotions. And whenever they don't have the narcissistic supply, whenever they don't have that attention, that feeling that they are killing it, they're growing really well in the world, and they're the best, and everyone's looking up to them, and that they're popular. When they don't get all of that, it's like you see they have a lot of inner withdrawal symptoms, just like a drug addict. Like a drug addict, to escape their inner trauma, they self-medicate. They try to get all these different fancy drugs so that they don't have to connect with who they are, connect with their pain, do anything to heal themselves or fix themselves. They can just numb all of that by having that drug. And when the effect of the drug goes down, then there are withdrawal symptoms, and then they want more of the drug. And it's not like they need the same dose. The amount of dosage also keeps increasing for them. And it's like a hamster wheel that never stops. They just keep needing more and more stimulation, more and more drug. And that's exactly what happens to a narcissist. They need more and more to fill up that false self that is feeling lacking, and that self that is trying to project this image of I am the best and I'm the most wonderful person on this planet. And they're constantly looking for that external stimulation, constantly looking for that external approval, that buy-off, that praise. And they are constantly on that hamster wheel, running, spinning themselves, trying to get all of that so that they can feel full again. And this is, to me, is true suffering. This is such great suffering where you're not even connected to your own wholeness, to your own inner peace, to your own source, where you're constantly looking for that stimulation outside. And when you get it, you feel good. And when it's not there, you feel worthless again. You feel wounded, you feel defective all over again. So they have no sense of inner happiness, no sense of wholeness, no sense of satisfaction, no connection with God, a higher power. And they're always in lack. They're always feeling limited. They're always competing. They're always under a lot of fear, a lot of pain. And they run from their ego. And they're constantly in this fear that they may be, in oblivion. And then they will have no one to be with. And as they grow older, they've used and abused so many people. They made so many people suffer that people start, they're able to see through them. And if anyone does try to help them, just like because the narcissist rejects their own self, they also reject any attempt of someone trying to be close to them, trying to help them, trying to serve them and have a relationship with them. That's why they keep pushing people away. They rejected themselves and they reject others. And they really have nowhere to go, and they just have to finally face that inner self. The layers of the false self start peeling, start crumbling, because there is not much out there to stimulate them or feed them anymore. Not many people out there. People have left them, and they have to come to reality about who they are. And some of them may try to make some amends at that time, but it's too late already. Or some of them may still never realize, and they will still try to keep making the scene, and growing in their life. And growing in their life in the sense of trying to get more and more narcissistic supply. Now, that is one way in which they are constantly suffering and constantly getting their karma just by being who they are. They are creating suffering to the loved ones around them, but they are also suffering. They look happy, but they're not. Some of the richest narcissists are the most unhappy people inside, because they really have no connection with themselves and no connection with people around them. They don't even know what that is. And also karmically, if we study the Vedic scriptures, if we understand what has been written in them, and what we also see for our own selves with our own eyes and hear with our own ears, is that whatever actions they have done in hurting people, abandoning people, not acting in trust, not acting in faith, betraying people, betraying their trust, using people to their own advantage, all of those actions are going to give them major reactions for each and everything that they're doing. I'm sure you've seen that happen in your life as well. You're seeing that around you, that some of them are getting, and some of you may think, no, nobody's getting any reaction, and they seem to be having a good life. Well, they seem to be having a good life because karma works in a certain way. Karma has a sequence. So there's already a sequence of the karma that they need to go through in this life, good and bad. And as that is coming in sequence, some of the, these karmas, that how they've hurt people, depending on how bad the abuse is, some of that will attach itself in this lifetime. But some of that may come in future lifetimes, and sometimes even over the next 50 years, 50 lifetimes or so. So karma will act on them. Karma will come to them. But it will have its own timing, and the timing is always right. Now, the next question I want to ask you is that yes, karma is already, they're troubled by their own mindset, their own karma. And they are going to get the reaction to their actions, and it will come at its own timing. But my question to you is that what will it give to you if the narcissist gets their karma back? How does that help you in your healing, in your becoming whole and again, in your surviving, in your thriving, in your growing and becoming a beacon of light for so many others? What is the connection between them getting their karma and you and your healing? In my humble opinion, these two are not connected. We can detach ourselves from this whole angry energy of wanting revenge and of wanting them to suffer so that they understand. Well, I'll tell you something. I have seen narcissists get their karma and they have no realization at all. In spite of the grave suffering they're going through, they have absolutely no realization of why they're suffering, because they're so disconnected from their own selves, and they just don't want to look within that I made a mistake, and they keep thinking, oh, I always did right for everyone, and why am I suffering right now? So think about, yes, you do want them to suffer, you do want them to feel the pain, you do feel it's going to give you a sense of closure and a sense of revenge. But really, I beg to ask that question of you, and it's a question you need to ask of yourself, is that there's really no connection between your own healing and the narcissist getting their karma. And if you have established a connection, that means you're telling yourself that I'm not going to allow myself to heal from this abuse, this attack on my identity, this shaking me to the core, this confusing me, this me losing my bearings. I'm not going to heal from all of that unless the narcissist gets their karma. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you wait for someone to get their karma and then go on with your healing? Rather, this entire energy of wanting to get their karma, waiting to see them suffer, or And I don't think you really want them to suffer as much as you want them to realize what they did to you. So if they go through pain, they may realize. But again, there's a big may over there. I have not seen many of them realize anything. So they may also be suffering. They may be getting the reaction to their karma, and you may still never know. Nobody popularizes that, right? Like nobody goes and puts it on their Facebook that, hey, I'm getting the reaction of my karma. I did this to so and so, and now I'm getting a reaction. Usually, embarrassing situations are not put on Facebook. They're not put on Instagram. They're usually dealt with in private. So don't hold off on your healing while waiting them to get your karma. Our true growth is in elevating ourselves and investing in our own healing, physical, emotional, energetic, mental, intellectual, spiritual, at all levels. And focusing on bringing yourself back to who you used to be, and then looking with your head held high to the growth ahead, to the person you want to become, to the lives you want to contribute to the purpose you want to execute. No amount of revenge, no amount of the narcissist going through their own karma is going to help you grow in any way. They give you some temporary satisfaction, but finally, your pain is what is sitting with you, and that's what you need to heal. And your growth, the onus is on you. And your happiness, the onus is on you again. So instead of focusing on your energy on taking revenge or explaining things to them or telling them how what they did to you is wrong, they're never going to get it. They get it, but they don't want to acknowledge it. Instead, use all of that energy in building yourself, working on yourself, growing psychologically, and achieving all your goals and aspirations, and staying truly connected to your source, to the Lord Himself, to the fountainhead of love, to the reservoir of love, to the reservoir of energy, to the reservoir of blessings. And keep partnering with God, keep partnering with yourself, and move ahead. You don't need the narcissist to suffer so that you can be successful. You can be doubly, triply more successful and growing really well if you just focus on yourself, on your healing first, on your triggers, on your hooks, things that got you involved in the first place, and then learning how to forgive yourself, partnering with yourself, loving yourself, and taking yourself ahead towards massive success, right? And massive success is the best revenge. Something for you to remember. So detach yourself from this need of the narcissist, learning something from their karma, and then truly understanding that they harmed you. You don't need their approval to know that they harmed you. You know that already. You don't need their approval to validate how they troubled you. You know that already. So stop waiting for their approval. Stop waiting for karma to hit them. But just start focusing on your healing and growth right now. We have a wonderful program with the Ease Academy. And if you're looking to heal yourself, to rebuild yourself, to master yourself, to understand your weaknesses and to overcome them, and to heal yourself holistically and to become healed and whole and grow and glow, then please consider joining the Ease Self-Mastery Academy program. A lot of survivors from narcissistic abuse have now started thriving in their lives. So many joined the program at a silver or a gold, went on to doing a platinum, like the one-on-one coaching with us. And then some of them have also switched on to become a coach. So there are such wonderful transformations I see happening within the Ease Self-Mastery program. We also have separate bonus calls to recover, to help you deal with the effects of narcissistic abuse, in addition to the so many other coaching calls that we have. So there's a beautiful support group of people, members supporting each other. And I would so love you to also be a part of that. If you're looking for a systematic program, if you're tired of, those past memories, those past triggers, those past fears, and if you really want to come out of those so that you can live to your full potential, you can be happy, you can be healed, you can be whole, then join the Ease Self-Mastery program, and I look forward to serving you there.